your first 30 days postpartum can actually heal you or break you. In this video, I want to heal you, or I want to hand you the key for healing postpartum. And in this video, we're gonna talk about 3 things. But before we do that, I want to introduce myself. My name is Nasteri, and I'm a nurse in the mom and baby space for over 10 years, and I'm also a mom. So I'm sharing this from love, experience, and expertise. So we're gonna talk about 3 things, like what is going on, what to do, and what to expect, and what to do so that you can recover well postpartum, because a lot of moms who rush postpartum recovery normally struggle with symptoms later on in their lives. Maybe 1 year down the line, they're still struggling with backaches. 2 years down the line, they're still struggling maybe with libido and things like that. Like, there's so much, and that is why you cannot rush this session or this season of postpartum. So what is normally going on during the first 6 to 8 weeks, which we normally call the puerperium? So during the puerperium, there's a lot of inflammation that is going on. There's a lot of healing that is going on. There's a lot of hormonal shifts. Like, there's so many hormones that are just out of whack. I don't know whether that is the right English word, but there's a lot of hormonal shifts going on. Inflammation, healing, systems are resettling, because carrying a baby to term and actually delivering, a lot of systems were involved. Your reproductive system was involved, your breathing system was involved, your urinary system was involved or affected in one way or another. So all of these systems are actually resetting back to your pre-pregnancy state. Your organs also, like the uterus, it's shrinking and trying to go back to how it was. Your rib cage had expanded a little bit. So everything, there's so much going on, and that is why you need to take the postpartum recovery very, very seriously. So that is what is going on. So I want you to just imagine this scenario. So you've cut your hand here, like it's a really deep wound. You've cut and it's bleeding and the skin is open. So what happens to that skin? So for the first few hours, that area is going to be so red, especially for our white friends. They normally look really more red than us. So the skin is really red, it swells, there's a lot of pain, and there's bleeding and things like that. So those are the classical inflammation symptoms. And it is also the same case scenario with you, whether you give birth normally or via C-section. There is a wound, because even those of you who delivered vaginally, where the placenta was attached and it detached, it was removed, it leaves a raw wound in there that needs healing. So whether you had a C-section or vaginally, there is a wound healing inside of you that requires a lot of nurturing. So let us go back to our wound. So day 1, there's a lot of inflammation, there's pain, there's bleeding, and there's all of that. And then you take the precautionary, or you take the right measures, you start dressing this wound. Day 1, day 2, you're taking care of it, you're washing that area with an antiseptic. If it needed to be sutured, the place was sutured. And maybe by day 3 or 4, there's still some pain, but if you open it up, there's no longer the swelling. So the swelling has gone down, the redness has subsided, or there's no redness at all, and of course there's no bleeding. So by maybe around the first week, second week, that area will have healed really well. But that is for the person who has taken care of this wound really well. How about if you didn't take care of this wound? What would happen? So maybe you didn't wash it well, you didn't dress it. So what would happen? Infection. So that area is going to be affected. You're going to be even more red. The inflammation will be more. The swelling will be more. And it can even become septic. Septic means that infection that was just localized in one area can spread via the bloodstream and go and affect very many organs and systems in your body. You can even start presenting with fever and with other and with other classical symptoms of sepsis, and now these ones becomes an emergency. So from one small thing that was not taken care of, it can spiral and affect so many organs and systems in your body, and this is gonna cost you a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of stress. Even your family is going to be stressed in one way or another. So it is the very same case scenario when it comes to taking care of yourself postpartum. If you take care of yourself, it's like that person who took care of that wound really well. After this purpurium period, you're gonna feel a little bit better, you'll be more settled, and you are going to start recovering and feeling normal again. If you neglect your postpartum recovery, it is going to be the same case scenario as that person who neglected the wound care, because it is very similar but on a larger scale, because postpartum also affects your mental faculty, because I've told you there's a lot of hormonal shifts. So what do you need to do? I know I've done a lot of explaining, but I have about 4 things that you need to do or to prioritize. And number 1, I'm gonna say it's rest. Rest is so crucial during postpartum recovery, because your body, as I've told you, is going through so much, and how it gets restored, the physiology, how things work is through rest. Resting is compulsory for all postpartum moms. So if you want to recover really well, the number 1 thing that I advise is you have to delegate tasks. You don't have to do the dishes, you don't have to host. You can tell the people that, I need this time to rest, kindly come back another time. It is not a crime to postpone things. Just prioritize rest. It is so important. Nap when the baby naps. I know a lot of people they wonder what kind of advice is that, but napping when the baby naps doesn't mean you fall asleep completely. Even just closing your eyes and not doing anything, it is still a form of rest, and that is counted as a restful session. No, you're not on your phone, you're not watching anything, you've just closed your eyes, but you're not asleep. So that is rest on its own. So rest. Delegate tasks. Stop hosting your relatives and your friends. Those that want to come and see the baby, they can come and see the baby later on. And then number 2 is nourishment. Guys, you really need warm, soothing, nourishing meals that are light. Do not overwhelm your digestive system, because constipation is real postpartum. So warm foods that are nourishing, that are light. And I've created a whole list of postpartum friendly meals, and this one is it's in a combo of other postpartum recovery what can I call it? It's a holistic guide that is gonna take you through each postpartum recovery area. So there's a list of foods there that you need, even maybe to restock before you go to deliver, or if you've already delivered, it is still okay. They're gonna help you or your partner or whoever you're staying with to be able to nourish you postpartum. So there's a link in the video description. Just get it. It is really helpful. It is holistic. It's gonna leave you feeling very well taken care of. So this is not just about you getting the guide. It's about you being helped postpartum so that you can recover well without complications. So number 2 thing that we've talked about is nourishment, and we've talked about that. And then number 3 is hygiene. Just as we've talked about that, wound care. During postpartum, hygiene is very important. Wound care, and I've covered that in really detail in that guide that I've told you, that is in the video description. Wound care for both moms, for those who have gone through C-section, and also for those who went through vaginal delivery, because perineal care is also very important. So hygiene, hygiene. And then number 4 thing that is so important is mental health. Mental health checkup, I've also included that so that you can feel supported and guided. Like notice the signs of postpartum depression, because sometimes they are so subtle and you may not know when you are falling into depression, because there is a postpartum blues whereby you're feeling sadness and then happiness. But sometimes if these postpartum blues are still occurring 2 weeks post delivery, then you may be going into postpartum depression, and I want to guide you and to help you in that. So those are the 4 areas that are really important for you to take care of. That is rest, number 1, how to delegate, how to rest, taking care of your baby and all of that. Number 2 is nourishment. Number 3 is wound care or hygiene. And number 4, mental health. Really important. So what do I want you to do? As I wrap this video, I want you to get that guide in the video description. It's gonna help you. It's gonna even help you restock your fridge or your freezer, these postpartum meals, and it's also gonna support you in all those other areas that we've talked about. And if you do this, guaranteed your postpartum is going to be so smooth, your recovery is going to be so smooth, and you even wonder, like, have I even given birth? Because you are well nourished, your mental health is in check, your wound care is perfect, and your body has recovered fully. So my name is Nasteri. God bless, be blessed by the best, and I'll see you in my next one.